What's up, YouTubers? My name is Ivan Osoko. So on this video, I want to show you guys how to change this background, or how I actually change this background to have what I want. So on this video, I'm going to be working on this image here. I'll be using this image to change the background of this. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. So let's just get to it without wasting much of your time. So first of all, before starting anything, I do create an empty layer. Not empty layer, but I do create another layer which is not duplicated from this. So to do that, I'm just going to hit my Control Shift Alternate E to create a new layer, and also duplicate this new layer I create to have two layers of it. So I'm just going to group them right now. So I'll now open my group, then hit this first layer that I duplicated. So what I want now is to select this particular subject here, but on this picture here I actually selected it already. But if you haven't selected yours, you need to click on this first layer, then select the subject. So I'm just going to pick a adjustment tool, then I'll load the selection. So once you're done selecting the image, you need to be very, very careful when selecting that you won't interfere the background, you won't cut the skin. You need to be very, very careful when doing the selection. So after this, I'm going to add a mask to this first layer. So I'll add a mask, and this is the mask. So I have the subject in another layer, which the subject itself, anything I actually do under here, I have this my subject separate, so it won't affect it. So I'll just only work on this background now. So I'm just going to, so this is it. So I now want to pick these places that are actually dirty and the background that I've done already. So I'll now work on this up. So I'll pick this my tool down there. I'll now select this point, then click my Ctrl T, then drag it up. So once I'm done, I'll now select another part of it. So now it's still my Ctrl T, then drag it up. So I'm actually done with that part. So I need to pick this torn part of it. So I'll pick my patch tool, then I'll start working on it. I'll now be picking it so that once I actually add what I want to add, it won't look as if the image is standing on air. So I'll now pick it one after the other because I want an amazing work on this. So I'll just pick it one by one. I don't want it to. And also, this is a tutorial video, that's why I'm actually rushing. So if you are doing your own picture, you need to take your time and get a perfect work on it. So once I'm done picking it, you can see the before and after of it. So I now need to add Gaussian blur to the background just to blur it a bit, but I won't add it here. So I'll now come back to this my mask, then sorry guys, then click Control, then hold my Control, then click on the mask just to bring back the selection. Once I'm done, I'll now invert this selection to the background. So I'm just I'll now invert it. Once I'm done inverting it, I'll now click on my Ctrl J. I'll press Ctrl J to duplicate it, just the background only, which is this. Now I have the background separate. So I'll now come to my filter, then blur, then add Gaussian blur to it. So the ratio, depending on how you want the blur to be deep. So I actually want it to be much. So this is fine. Why I actually use this is because if you check the image very well, you can see that this image is still standing on something. Not when I add the blur, it will look as if the image is standing on sky. So just hit my OK. Once I'm done hitting my OK, I will now pick this color picker tool, then change the sample size to 5 by 5, then sample all layers. So I'll now come to this dark part. I'll now pick on this dark part, then add solid color to it. So once I do that, I will click OK, then reduce the solid color to 60. Then once I'm done with that, I'll now desaturate this solid color, which I actually added. So to do that, oh sorry guys, once I'm done with that, I'll reduce it to a desired amount of it. So this is fine. You can see the image is still okay and still standing on the ground. So I'll now come to where I have this my image here. So this is the image I want to take to the picture right here. So I'll now come down here, then I'll pick the move tool, then pick it to this particular picture here. So once I take it down here, I'll now press my Ctrl T to transform it. So I'll now adjust it so how I want it to be. So I need to transform it. So once I'm done transforming it, I'll just hit my enter button. So if you can see this, it has been applied to the image. So I'll reduce the opacity a bit just to see if it fits in. So you can see it's actually fitting the picture. So I'll now open this first layer here, this my subject layer. So you can see everywhere it's cool. So I'll come back here, then desaturate this my image here. So I've now desaturated it. So this my image here. I'll now reduce the opacity. So once I reduce the opacity, you can see this now. Actually cool, but I think the opacity is too much, so I'll reduce it to 30. If at all this place was the color is too much, so I'll now go to where I have my saturation, hue and saturation. So I'll now bring it back down a little bit just to make the color blend. So I'll bring it down to this. So you can see this is actually cool, and the image is still standing on the floor and she's still balanced, everywhere is still good. So you can see, let me just hide the visibility of this group so you can see the before and after of it. So this is actually how I do use to change my background on my image. So this doesn't take much of your time, you just need to rehearse. And another thing I want to share with you guys is some do brush the background. So if you want to brush the background, you don't want to add Gaussian blur to it. Once you hit this selection, then you invert it to the background, then you still come back here with the same method. You click on Ctrl J, then pick a mixer brush, then come down to this point where you want to start brushing. So you just brush it. It's actually still the same method, but the Gaussian blur do minimize time. You won't spend time brushing, but if brushing is okay by you, it's still the same thing. You just pick your mixer brush and start brushing. But I didn't use brushing method, so I actually added a Gaussian blur to it just to blend everything. So you can now see the before and after of it. So thank you guys for watching. Hope this video was helpful. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel for more amazing tutorial videos. And if you have any question, please drop on the comment section So, and don't forget to like, also turn on the notification for more amazing videos coming up your way. So thank you guys. Peace.